Hello, everybody. Welcome to Bellingcat Live. I am Giancarlo Fiorella. I am a researcher and a trainer here at Bellingcat. It is very good to be with you here again after a month-long hiatus. I disappeared for a while. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But if you're tuning in from either Twitch or YouTube, welcome. It is really good to see you. Say hello in the chat, please, so that I know that I'm not here talking to myself all alone. I see Subtle Knife is in the chat. Hello, Subtle Knife. One of our Discord moderators, Charlie's here as well. Hi, Charlie. I see BisDK, Billy Synthetic. Hello, Lord Char. Good to see you. TRBRTC. Wow is, I think that is Christian Trebert from the New York Times. Pulitzer Prize winner. Christian Trebert confirmed to be in the chat and also confirmed to be in Kiev. So hi, Christian. Really good to see you. Thank you for coming. Kulavelli is here. Hello, old friend. Good to see you. T. Witcherin says hello. Hi. Thank you for coming. Slow T is here. Wow, this is amazing. This feels like a birthday party, a surprise birthday party, and all of my old friends that I haven't seen in a while are here. So this is really good. The smile you see on my face is authentic, folks. I am really happy to be here. We've got Glib as well. Hello, Glib. Wow, amazing. So much fun. If this is your first time tuning into the stream, welcome. I hope you have a good time with us here for the next hour and a half. And if you have tuned in before, welcome back. Let me know how the music is. Let me know how the volume of my voice is as well. It's been a while, folks, since I've done this. So I'm looking nervously at my console, and I think maybe I haven't set things up correctly. So if the music's too loud, or if I'm too loud, just let me know. Tenek Man is saying, hi. Hello, Tenek Man. Thank you so much for coming. Silvadi says, it's a little bit quiet. Okay. I think... on my end, my voice sounds high. It's actually, I'm in the red zone almost. So try adjusting your own volume there, Silvadi. Bill Synthetic says, I don't hear the music. I'm going to tune it up just a little bit. You know, folks, with the music, it's either too loud or it's not loud enough. I've never found the Goldilocks zone for the music. So thank you there, Billy, for that comment. Well, welcome. Hey, thanks again for coming. It is really wonderful to be with you here today. Again, my name is Giancarlo Fiorella. I'm a researcher and a trainer here at Bellingcat, and occasionally I do streams on before Twitch. Now it's both Twitch and YouTube. And yeah, this is just something that I've been doing for a while, and I want to keep doing it. But what happens is I get busy with stuff, and it's hard to, you know, like cancel meetings or move meetings or cancel trainings. And so sometimes I don't get to do the stream. So I am doing it today. I'm going to be talking a bit about some recent research that we have published on Bellingcat.com, which is the website where I work. And then we're going to talk a little bit about open source research tools in general. And then we're going to play Geoguessr at the end. So if you want to play Geoguessr with me and the chat, you can do that. Let's see. Do I remember how to do this? Is there a Geoguessr? No, there isn't. Okay. Just go to geoguessr.com, set up an account. It is free. Geoguessr is not a sponsor of the stream, so we're not getting any money or anything if you go and register with them. You can do it or not. It's up to you. If you want to play with us, we'll play in about an hour. We usually do a round or two of Geoguessr. So that's the structure of the stream. I'll talk about Bellingcat research for a while, then we'll talk about open source research tools, and then we'll end off playing some Geoguessr. So there we go, Charlie, with the link to Geoguessr. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's talk about research. Let's see, I'm looking at my notes here. By the way, I'll tell you that yesterday, Charlie, who's our social media producer, who's in the chat, hi, Charlie, again, was like, hey, should we do a stream tomorrow? And I said, I said no, I don't want to do it. No, I said something like, I wasn't planning on it. I don't have anything planned. And then Charlie said, well, what about next week? And I said, no, next week for sure I can't do one. And so then I said, well, if I can't do one next week, maybe we should do one this week. So that's why I'm here today. But I didn't plan a whole lot, so I'm just going to kind of talk as much as I can for an hour and a half. luckily, a lot of stuff has happened since I last streamed, which I saw in my notes here was June 21st. It's been over a month, and many things have happened. I want to talk about some of the stuff that's on our website, which again is bellingcat.com. If you have any questions about anything that I talk about, anything about working at Bellingcat, anything about the projects that I'll be mentioning over the next, 20 or 30 minutes, anything at all, just put it in the chat, and I will use the magic of OBS Studio and feature chat to put your question up here on the screen. Let me do this with a test. Let's put this up here. What do we got here? Let me pick a thing here. Okay, I don't see them. I'm gonna pick Subtle Knife's comment here. So Subtle Knife said, "Let it stay that way." I'm gonna put this up on the screen. Does that work? Did that work? Yes, there we go. So you see there on this side. What side is this? This side. You can see there it says, "Let it stay that way." So if you have a question about anything that I'm talking about, again, just ask it in the chat. And then I will use this amazing technology to put it up on the screen there, and I'll answer your question. Okay, so don't be shy. As you may know, Bellingcat is all about being transparent and learning, and the best way to do that is by asking questions. So I'm going to get going now with this section of the stream, which again is on research that we've published. And before I talk about things that we published recently, I want to tell you that I noticed something about our front page at the moment that I think is really, really cool. And I mentioned it in our internal communication app. I told the team, hey, I think this is the first time that this has happened, that we have something really interesting and really cool connecting a lot of the articles that you see here on the front page. I'm going to give you a second to try to guess what's happening here on our front page. We have an article here about Jenin, a raid by the IDF that happened earlier, about a month ago. So that's an article. And this article has something in common with this one. And it has something in common with this one here on Geoguessr. It has something in common with this one about the hackathon. You could argue it has something in common with this one from Benjamin Strick on the Russia-Ukraine monitor map. There's something connecting all of these articles that I think is really interesting and really, I think, important for Bellingcat and for the community in general. Yes, Slow T. Wow, got it right away. Volunteers. Yeah, you guys are way too smart. So both Subtle Knife and Slow T there have gotten it. Yeah, all of these articles they come from different aspects of the Bellingcat community. So it's not just Bellingcat staff who worked on the Jenin article and the chatbot article and the Geoguessr article and the hackathon article on this one. All of these pieces involve different aspects of the Bellingcat community. So as I talk through these articles, I'm going to mention all the ones that I talked about now. I'm going to highlight that. So something that I think is really important, really cool about working at Bellingcat is that we try as much as we can to spread the knowledge of open source research methods and involve people who want to learn how to do this kind of work. And you see that on our front page today. So the first article here it just came up like a couple hours ago, maybe an hour or two ago. And it's titled Jenin Open Source Insights on Israel's July Raids. And this is from the Bellingcat investigation team. I'll tell you that usually when you see an article that is published by the Bellingcat investigation team, that means that a group of people worked on it. And so we don't want to list like the 10 or whatever, the 6 or 7 people who worked on it. So we just say, hey, let's just say Bellingcat investigation team. And then at the bottom of the article, we list everybody who worked on that. So this article is from Yuri and Fuka, who are full-time staff members here at Bellingcat. But again, crucially, to the point that I was making earlier, it's also, it was done with the help from people from the Bellingcat Discord community. So we have a Discord server that has recently reached 20,000 members. And a couple of them are Chris Oziek and Gabor Friesen and Remy Van Humbeek. And they have been working a lot in there, geolocating videos from the Jenin raid and from other incidents around the world, archiving them, analyzing them. And so this article here, again, which is on a raid that happened in Jenin in July of this year, was written and researched not just by Bellingcat staff, but also by members of the community. So big shout out there to the Discord community. I see Fuka is in the chat. Hello, Fuka. Thank you for coming. It does feel like a birthday party. This is great. Everybody's here. Hi, Fuka. I hope you're doing well. Fuka there with a shout out to the Discord. If you want to join the Discord server, you can do so by clicking here in this link there in the chat. No, it doesn't work. Yeah, so the thing that we had set up, I don't know what it's called. The macros don't work anymore. Huh, okay. Google Discord Bellingcat, you'll probably find a link to it. Or maybe Charlie can put it in the chat there. I see a question from the YouTube channel there. Thank you for sharing that question there, Charlie. Charlie asks, here we go. So let me put this up because I said I would. And you know, this featured chat thing, this little text box doesn't always work. So I'm happy that it's working today. So let's make use of it. The question is, are there any methodologies for open source research that you swear by? I work in pen testing, which I think means penetration testing, and we run on methodologies and flowcharts. If there's anything like that you can recommend. That's a broad question. I would say, I don't know about that. Is there? Huh. How would I answer that? I guess it depends on what you mean by methodologies. So, you know, like the image verification methodology, I think is a tried and tested one. Anytime you see a picture on the internet, there's a sort of a step-by-step guide on how to verify that image. So if you see a tweet that says, hey, I just took this picture, it shows a police officer beating up somebody on the street in Bogota, there's a way to check that. You can, it's sort of like a step-by-step thing. You do a reverse image search to see if it's found anywhere on the internet. If you don't get any results, then you move on to the geolocation. Once you've done the geolocation, you do the chronolocation, which is the determining of when the picture was taken. So if that's a methodology, I think that's a really important one for the kind of work that we do, and it's a tried and tested one. So I think I hope that answers your question there. And thank you, Charlie, for forwarding it from the YouTube channel. Hello, YouTube. So this article here on the raid that happened in Jenin in the West Bank back in July of 2023, as I said, was conducted with help from the Discord Bellingcat community. And it involves looking at open source images of this raid that was conducted by the Israeli Defense Forces. It involved drone strikes. It involved ground raids by the IDF. And in the end, 12 Palestinians were killed, unfortunately, and thousands more were forced from their homes, again, as this violence was taking hold in this area. So this is a project that I know, again, the Bellingcat Discord community, the people that I named earlier, and Fuka and Yuri were working on in our Discord server for a while. As I was rereading the article today, I recognized some of these pictures because they had been shared in the Discord server earlier. And so just a really important piece of work here, again, showing evidence of this incident and sort of asking what can we know about what happened in Jenin on that day. And again, turning to open sources helps us to answer some questions there. So I won't scroll too much through the article because it does get graphic at some point. There's an image that shows some people who were killed, unfortunately, in the raid. It's been edited, so you don't see their bodies, but the implication is clear in the image. I'm not going to scroll too much. But again, if you're interested in looking at a project that essentially looks at a big amount of open source data, in this case, pictures and videos, and basically looks to organize them to discern what the narrative was, what happened on this day through the analysis of these images, this is a really good example of that kind of project. So big shout out again to the Discord community there for working on this, and also to Yuri and Fuka for also working on this project. So there we go. That's the first article here on Bellingcat.com, published just a couple of hours ago. And it's the first one that I wanted to mention today, again, because it involves our community. Another article Oh, I see here, Eridus. Eridus says, I've been waiting for a month for the streams to return, and I am late. Hi, Eridus. Good to see you. Yes, it's been a long month for me as well. I do like streaming, but I've been really busy with stuff. I'll tell you later what I was working on. I've been really busy with some deadlines for a project that I'll talk about in a minute. The second article I want to talk about, this one's really fun. This is from another member of, let's say, the broader community. His name is Dennis Kovtun, and he is a, well, let's just read together here. Dennis is a Bellingcat Summer Fellow. And you go, whoa, what's a Summer Fellow at Bellingcat? I'll talk about that. Risky Danger, thank you so much for following. Dennis is a Bellingcat Summer Fellow, and he is in, he's based in Ottawa, Canada, my homeland. He's at the School of Journalism and Communication at Carleton University in Ottawa. Go Ravens. And he's a summer fellow. Essentially, he's been working at Bellingcat on projects that he's been coming up with. Really bright, really eager young researcher out of Ottawa. And one of the ideas that he had pretty early on was to ask the question, okay, so we've got this like explosion of AI tools. Everybody's excited about ChatGPT and how AI is going to change everything about our world. And he wondered, can we use these tools for geolocation? So he wrote this article in which he experimented. He ran a couple of really interesting experiments with pictures, mostly for, I think mostly or really all from Edmonton, which I love because I love any kind of Canadian content. And all of these pictures are from either Edmonton or I think there's one from Ottawa. Yeah, this is from Ottawa as well. So I just really, it brought a smile to my face, just like scrolling through the article and being like, oh, these are all Canadian pictures. I love this. I'm originally from Venezuela, but I've lived in Canada my whole life. So I really loved the article just based on that alone, on all the Canadian examples. So Dennis, Luna Leche, thank you for following the channel. What Dennis did in this article is he gave these images to Bing, the Bing AI platform, and he asked it, like, hey, where was this picture taken? And what's really fun is that he posts the conversations that he had with the AI. And sometimes it's way off. And it's just funny reading, like, the interactions that Dennis had, like trying to like correct it and try to sort of set it in the right path, and the AI kind of being like really oblivious and not knowing where the images were taken. So this one, for example, is from Edmonton. I think Dennis writes that he thought that the, you know, if you're trying to geolocate this image, there's some text here and a logo that could potentially make it easy to geolocate. So you would think that an AI platform might recognize this as the CBC logo, but I think if you read the description, you'll find out that that wasn't really the case. Yeah, so it's just a fun piece to go through, a lot to think about here, because of course, even though the result, let's call it that, of the experiment was that the platforms aren't that good at geolocation. I guess the question is like, well, if you were an AI programmer or whatever those people are called, how could you make could you make a platform, an AI platform that was like really, 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 really good at geolocation, right? And of course, if the result now is that, well, it's not really useful for geolocation, is that going to be the case in a year or in 5 years or in 10 years? Probably not. Who knows, right? So this is a really fun piece. I remember Dennis talking to me about this when he first had the idea, and I remember reading an article, a draft of this early on, and I just loved it. I thought it was so fun and so innovative, and also really important, I think, to the field, because lots of people have questions about AI and how it's going to influence all kinds of work, including the work that we do. So I highly recommend that you read this. He talks a bit here about the hallucinations. I don't know if you are familiar with AI hallucination. It's when AI basically tries to like gaslight you. So it will give you a wrong answer, and you'll be like you'll ask it, what's the capital of the United States? And it will say, it's London. and then you'll go, no, it's not. It's London's the capital of the UK, and then the AI platform can hallucinate is the term, and it can be like, no, it isn't. It used to be, it used to be Washington D.C., but now it's London because they changed it last week or something. So there's like this. I'm doing a really bad job at explaining AI hallucination, but there's like this essentially the sort of tendency sometimes for AI to double down and triple down and quadruple down on false information and try to convince you that you're wrong. So this is happening here with this geolocation. If anybody has a better explanation of what AI hallucination is, please feel free to link to the correct link in the chat. I feel like I didn't explain it correctly, but there you go. You can Google that as well. BD Home, thank you so much for following our channel here on Twitch. That's a second article, again, from a member of, let's say, the broader Bellingcat community, not a staff member, but somebody who came to Bellingcat through one of our community channels. Oh yeah, so let me talk to you about what this summer fellowship thing is. Eridus is saying, more than, let's put this up on the screen, Eridus. Eridus is saying, more than convincing you that you're the one who's wrong, it's more like, oh, yes, you're right, I will correct my answer. And then it proceeds to give the wrong answer again. Yeah, thank you very much, Eridus. Eridus reminds me of, Eridus, you remind me of Dr. McCoy from Star Trek. Bones from Star Trek, like the original Star Trek. Because I can always count on you to be like the logical, like the, I mean, I guess Spock was the more logical one, but somehow, I can talk about this more in the Discord server if you're interested, Eridus. And this is only a compliment, because McCoy, Bones was like a really good character, obviously, in Star Trek, but I can always count on you to be like, to come in and have like a right answer or like a clinical answer or like a medical angle to something. Yeah, I'm not really doing a good job of explaining it, but in my head, Eridus, Discord server, I think Bones from Star Trek. So thank you for everything that you do, Eridus. And if you are confused by what I'm saying, hey, get in the Discord server and hang out with Eridus and us, and you'll see, you'll totally know what you mean. In a couple of months, you'll go, oh yeah, that's what Giancarlo meant. Eridus totally is Dr. McCoy from Star Trek. Hello, Sarah, one of our wonderful Discord moderators. Thank you for coming. Okay, so the Bellingcat Summer Fellowship. So at Bellingcat, one of my jobs is education lead. And so I'm in charge of sort of coming up with ways to work with students and work with universities at Bellingcat. And last year I gave a speech, I gave a talk at Carleton University in Ottawa. And the head of the department there contacted me afterwards and he said, hey, I have a couple of students who are really keen on just sort of hanging out with you guys over the summer and just, you know, working with you, learning from you guys. Do you have anything like an internship or a fellowship? And we don't, we didn't. What we decided to do was have a kind of a pilot project, and we called it the Bellingcat Summer Fellowship. So the idea was that Dennis and other people who applied for this and got into this program would come to Bellingcat and essentially sort of be given a space to pursue their own research projects. And so this is an example of that. They got funding from their university to do this, and we just gave them a space to run away with ideas and support them through our editorial process, through mentoring throughout the summer. So Dennis is one of these really talented young people who did this. So again, not a staff member, but that's the great thing about it. He's part of the Bellingcat community in this way. Deloy Johnson, thank you for following the channel. I want to move on to, oh, sorry, I'm missing all the questions here, Charlie, sorry. I put this up here. Question from YouTube from Alexei Prokopev. Hello, Alexei. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your question. What are other uses of AI that you can see for the investigative work? So the holy grail of open source research and like AI is the automatic geolocator. So precisely what Dennis was trying to do here. That's the holy grail of, I think, of open source research. Can there be a platform that you can give it a picture and it will go, I know exactly where that was taken. It was like right here. So that doesn't exist yet. I have not used AI for any facet of my work. I'm trying to think of other people who may have done it. If you're an open source researcher and you're in the chat, feel free to give an example. Have you used AI for your investigations? I suppose I could see it helping out with, I don't know, like the writing process. I've never really used ChatGPT that much, but if I don't know, I could imagine having a conversation with ChatGPT and just sort of telling it what I wanted to do and having it like offer suggestions for how to structure an article, maybe something like that. Yeah, Slow T has a really good comment there. So deep. Oh yeah, so translation. Okay, yeah. If you're counting DeepL, yeah. Thanks, Eridas. There we go. Thanks, Dr. McCoy. Any online translator is AI. Yeah. So DeepL. Yeah. So translation, 100%. Slow T is mentioning also that you can ask ChatGPT to give you a query for Overpass Turbo, I think, and so that could work. I've never done that. Bill Lee Synthetic says it's great for leads and ideas on angles to a target. Usually very useful with describing the purpose of international agencies. Yeah, maybe in the research process as well. Sure. Subtle Knife is saying the only example I can think of is Elliot Higgins using it to summarize and create Twitter threads for articles. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, sort of like editing text, basically saying like, hey, I've got this text. Can you kind of clean it up so that it fits in a Twitter thread? It will do that really effectively, I think. So yeah, there we go. Now, Alexei, sorry, if you ask me that question again in a year, it may be that I have all kinds of different answers. But at the moment, I personally haven't used it too much. I'm old school, I guess. What time is it? All right. We still got time to talk about articles. So again, the theme so far has been articles that involve not just Bellingcat staff, but also the broader community. We have one here from the Discord community. We have one here from our student community, let's say. And the third one I wanted to talk about was this guide that is just fantastic from Sophie Tedling. Sophie Tedling is a Bellingcat Tech Fellow and the instigator. I love that word because there's a negative connotation to instigator, but in this case, it's good. She is the instigator of the Geoguessr open source investigative project. She instigated it. Again, in my head, that sounds bad, but it is good. It means she started this. It was her idea. So what was her idea? So first of all, okay, so what is this article? This article is a guide to using Geoguessr. And if you have not used Geoguessr for geolocations, you got to get on it. Geoguessr.com is really cool. Geoguessr is not a sponsor of the stream, but hey, they're a fantastic company. They have this app that is for hikers. If you like hiking, if you like mountain climbing, you download Geoguessr on your phone, and when you're out climbing a mountain, you can use the AR function to see like what's the mountain called, right? And somebody discovered once. I learned this from John Markey, who is a Twitter geolocating superstar. Shout out to John. You're sometimes in the chat. If you're in there, say hello, please. John Markey told me about Geoguessr a while ago, and a lot of people use it now. It is very good at rendering terrain and showing you what mountains look like and what hills look like, depending on where you are. So if you're geolocating a video or a picture, this is super useful. Independent of why people use this normally, I think, which is for hiking. This is really, 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 really good for geolocation. So what Sophie did was she just like called Geoguessr and said, hey, I am associated with this group called Bellingcat. We use your product for geolocating war crimes and crimes against humanity. I know that's probably not what you had in mind when you created Geoguessr, but can we open up a channel of communication so that if we have a suggestion for how to improve the platform for our purposes, maybe you could implement it? And from what I understand, that relationship has been really, really fruitful. I understand that Geoguessr, maybe I'm wrong, but from what I've heard from Sophie, Geoguessr has been really open with her and has implemented changes that the community has requested. So this article is talking about how to use Peakvisor, which again is an app for mountaineering and hiking for the purposes of geolocations. Sophie is a really great writer, and she has a brain that is very kind of like sort of step by step. First you do this and then you do that. She has what I call an engineering brain. I don't have an engineering brain. I don't know what kind of brain I have, but my brain's kind of really messy. I lose things easily. I'm always forgetting dates and stuff. I feel like Sophie's kind of the opposite of that. She's very logical, kind of very step by step. So if you read her article, it reads like it comes from the brain of an engineer, somebody who's very methodical, very careful, very deliberate with every step. So yeah, have a chaotic brain is, sure, let's call it that. Thank you, Sarah. I'm checking in the chat here. You can talk to Peakvisor yourself about open source requirements on Twitter. Yeah, there you go. Huh? Let me look this up. What is this? Tweet potential functionality enhancements to us. Oh yeah, there we go. This is legit. This is so cool from them, right? So thanks for that, Charlie. So if you do open source research and you've used Peakvisor and you have a thing that you wish it could do, that it doesn't do it, just tweet at those people there. Yeah, there you go. So again, a really important, really useful article with all kinds of tips on how to do this so that you can do your work better from a member of the Bellingcat community. This time, it's Sophie Tedling from the Bellingcat Tech Fellow Program, I guess. And maybe I should explain what that is. Bellingcat has a tech team, and it's made up of some of my brilliant colleagues. They spend a lot of time coming up with tools which you can access via our GitHub. This is not going to work, but I'm going to try it anyways. It didn't work. You can access it via github.com/Bellingcat. They come up with all kinds of tools that you can use for your own work, open source tools. This is from the tech team. And so Sophie is a member of the tech team community. There we go. Thank you, Charlie there. Belling Brain is a trademark, says T. Which are in, yeah, let's do that. Actually, I like that. The Belling Brain. Sounds like I guess it sounds like a disease. I've got Belling Brain. Do I like how that sounds? I've got a bad case of Belling Brain. I was diagnosed with Belling Brain. Yeah, that sounds all right. I mean, it's not it's not fantastic, but yeah, okay. I'll take it. Belling Brain. We do have I'm laughing because so in our Discord server we have a cooking channel where people share food. It's called Belling Cook. We don't have a Belling. Is the book channel called Belling Books? If it's not, that's a missed opportunity. Belling Books. We've thought about having so Tristan, who's one of my colleagues, has suggested having like a gym, a workout channel, and it would be called like Bar Bellingcat or Bar something like that. So Belling Brain is on brand for naming things after Bellingcat. Sarah is on it. A Belling Jacked could be the gym one. Yeah. Erides says Belling Bar could be the channel to have a drink at. Yeah, it's limitless possibilities, folks. So Belling Brain, I think, fits in that. So let's go with that. Lord Char is asking, will you be doing another call out for tech fellows soon? I don't know, Lord Char. I'm sorry, I'm not in the tech team. That's a really good question. I think you can ask in the tools channel probably, or in the Discuss Bellingcat channel in our Discord server, which Charlie has linked to as well. I'm going to put it up on the screen so you can see this. I don't see it up on my console here, Charlie, so I can't put it up. Anyways, it's discord.gg/Bellingcat. Lord Char, if you ask in there, you will get an answer from somebody in the tech team. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is, Charlie. So for some reason, my featured chat, which is my panel that has like everybody's chat, doesn't show every channel. So it doesn't show every message. So I see most people's messages, but yours I don't see. Eredis is saying we should implement a currency for the server Bellingcat. I'm telling you, folks, the Bellingcat brand is really good in part because it has so many permutations. Bellingcoin, hey, let's do Bellingcoin. Let's get into the crypto game. We can do Bellingcoin, Bellingcash, I guess, if you're old school. Just limitless potential for spin-off projects. All right, let's go to the other article. I should have talked about this one way back in July. I forgot to. I'm sorry. But this is another article that, let's say, flows out of the Bellingcat community. Speaking of the tech team, this is from Tristan Lee, my colleague. This is the result of the hackathon, the third hackathon that we've hosted, the Bellingcat-a-thon, I guess, or I don't know how this would work. Let's just call it the hackathon. So this is back in June. Well, we hosted a hackathon. The tech team hosted a hackathon. And so this article here from Tristan, this has been on the page now for almost 2 months. I'm sorry I didn't get to it earlier, is talking about the results of the hackathon. So there were some prices here for some projects. And so what Tristan has done is that he has written a description of these projects. And you can use them because they're open source. And again, they're the result of the hackathon here. So the reason I wanted to bring this up is because we're keeping on this theme again of our front page, Bellingcat.com, having lots of articles from the Bellingcat community. So not just people who work at Bellingcat, but summer fellows, tech fellows, members of our Bellingcat Discord community, etc. Charlie has linked the hackathon video. Yeah, actually, let's put that up on the screen right now, Charlie. Let me mute the music here. So Charlie is our social media producer, and she put together a video of the hackathon, which you can see on our website. Oop, what is this? Here we go. I love this animation here.
A hackathon's like just a really intense weekend of experimental R&D, and you're just trying to build a prototype really quickly, and you're just collaborating with loads of people and just throwing stuff at the wall. And I love them. I've been doing them for about 6 years.
This is actually my first time participating in a hackathon. The idea of participating
scenes such as curvatures of roads, the structure of the buildings, the length of the roads, and so on. And we will try to implement more complex features, the angles between different objects.
Moment, which is a problem, and I'm going to work on improving the UI as we can see.
How about that?
Moment.
How about that?
It's not.
So, what's the lesson here? The lesson is that we have a video made by Charlie on the hackathon that you can watch if you go to YouTube to that link that she shared. The other lesson is that we have we've had a YouTube page for a long time, but we've never had a social media producer to like actually produce videos for it. And so now that Charlie's on board, she's making videos for it. So if you don't follow our page on YouTube, if you're not subscribed to the Bellingcat YouTube page, there has never been a better time to do it because Charlie is really busy putting out really good videos, really interesting videos, and all kinds of stuff on here. And every time I talk to her, she's like, I've got this video on the go, and this one's almost done, and I'm doing this one. So check out our page for sure. I'm going to put it on here. I think somebody must be squatting on youtube.com/Bellingcat because ours is called Bellingcat Official. Hey, that happens sometimes. Charlie says, it's been a little while as we've got some big things coming. Hey, I love that. I love a teaser. I love a good teaser. There are many videos coming, big videos coming to the YouTube page here. All right, again, folks, my name is Giancarlo Fiorella. We are now heading into we're about to head into the Geoguessr section of the stream, let's say in about 15 minutes. I'm Giancarlo Fiorella. I'm a researcher and a trainer here at Bellingcat. If you have any questions about what it's like to work here, what the deal is with Bellingcat, if you have a question about articles that we published or anything at all, feel free to let me know in the chat and I will do my best to answer your questions. Let's see what else I have in my notes here. I don't have anything. No, that's not true. What do I have? Yeah, I have nothing. So what I would say, here's what I wanted to talk to you about. I knew I had something to say. So all of July, I was really busy with a couple deadlines. I'm working on some projects that have taken up a lot of my time. And in July, in particular, I spent a lot of time creating training materials and documentation as part of this project. And I don't think we've talked about it too much. I don't know if the Twitter account has talked about it. I haven't talked about it on Discord, I think. I'll talk about it now. It's a project. I wonder if I can even find the website for it. I'm really bad at like the PR marketing aspect of like, hey, I'm working on this project. What would this be called? Let's see. Just give me a second here, folks. Okay, here we go. So this is called the media literacy. So Slow T says, you think you know, yeah. If you knew this, Slow T, I would have been impressed because I don't think I talked about it. So there is this organization called the Student View that does really cool work in the UK. And they had this idea to bring together organizations with the goal of helping to produce training materials for teachers in the UK, so that teachers in the UK could train their students on media literacy. And so this is a picture that we took back in November of last year. This is me over here in the back, in the far background here. Let's see. Let's pull this up. Take a close look here. This is me back there. These are our partners here with the Student View. This is Fuka right here. Hey, Fuka. And then this is Elliot. Elliot's over here. This is Fuka. This is me. And this is the Student View. I'll talk about the ethics piece in a bit. But this is the thing that's been keeping me super busy. So basically, we have this goal of training 100 teachers as media literacy champions. That's just the name of like the course that we want them to take. And so the idea is that we would be training teachers about things like AI and which platforms are popular with young people and how to do sort of very basic fact checking of information so that they can then take that knowledge and those materials into the classrooms and teach their students about these things. So I'll link to this here. So that's why you were in the UK. Interesting. I don't remember telling anybody I'd been in the UK. Erides. I don't know how you would know that. I'm kind of getting nervous reading that. No, I'm just kidding. I must have mentioned it. Because if I didn't, I'd be really scared. No, I'm sure I said it at some point in the server, maybe. Anyways, so this is the Student View website here. So this is explaining the whole project. This is me over here. This is Fuka. This is Elliot. And we're talking about this. So anyways, the thing that happened over July was that we had some deadlines that had to be moved. And so if I remember correctly, like some deadlines got pushed forward. And so I ended up having to prepare some of the training materials and then these handbooks. Oh, yes, it was on the Giancarlo Tracker Twitter account. I do remember that, yes. Yeah, I didn't mention it, but the bot that tweets my movements on Twitter, yeah, I remember it got that. T-Witch says, hey, I got to go. See you later. Bye, T-Witch. Thank you for coming. So anyways, I spent all of July trying to meet those deadlines. And so I made some lesson plans with the help of some colleagues at Bellingcat. And then I wrote these handbooks for the teachers on how to use the training materials. And so the deadline for that was Friday of last week. So that's part of the reason why I wasn't around to do the streams, because I was like, I gotta finish all this work. Somebody asked, I think it was Orchard, the ethics piece. Yeah, so the ethics piece, if you're if you didn't catch the previous streams, I talked about writing a piece. Poco, thank you so much for following the channel. Lord Char and others, I had been working on an article kind of talking about how Bellingcat deals with ethical dilemmas. Devoted Termite, thank you for following. And that is currently the draft stage. Glib from Bellingcat, thank you so much for following. Surprised you hadn't been following earlier, Glib. But hey, better late than never. So I had this draft for an article on ethics at Bellingcat, how we navigate ethical dilemmas. That was with the editors for a while. They were busy. I was busy. They got back to me with some notes. I had a meeting on it, I think, a couple weeks ago. And then I said, okay, I'm going to implement the changes that you're suggesting. I was supposed to do it this week. I haven't had a chance to do it. And so that article is still coming out pending the revisions that I will make maybe this week or later. Gleb says, my bad. This is like my only time on Twitch. Hey, no problem. Put that on the screen there. It's all good. No judgment whatsoever. Better late than never, really. And yeah, that's all I'm working on. That's all I'm doing. I've got the ethics piece. I'm doing a training next week. This is all public. I think it's on Twitter. Yeah, that's it. All right. I think I had a question here from somebody. Devoted Termite. Hi, Devoted Termite. You asked a question. And this is the question here. Are you planning to reconduct the fellowship summer program next year and to open up to students from other universities? Very good question, Devoted Termite. Sorry, how do I remove Glib's question or comment? There we go. So Devoted Termite. So the status of the summer program is this. So we decided to do this pilot program with 4 students. And the idea was for me to see how feasible it would be to do this in subsequent years and to maybe scale it up to have more students. The idea at the earlier this year when we were setting up the pilot project was to do the fellowships, have them conclude, and then at the end of this year, I would have a meeting with our fundraisers and talk to them about whether or not the project is feasible for us. I'm sorry, the program. And based on those conversations, I might say something like, hey, it is feasible, but we should really hire an administrator to take care of all the paperwork and sort of track the students' progress. I'm just giving you sort of like examples of something I might say. And then the fundraisers would say, okay, that's perfect. So you're telling us that you need $60,000 to run the project again next year. So then they would get to work on finding that money from funders. And then if we got that money, then we could do the project again, right? So that's kind of like how it works here, at least with this pilot project. We're trying something out. We're thinking about whether or not it worked. We're thinking about how could it work next year if we did it again. And then we're looking for funding for it. At the moment, I think, so to answer your question, Devoted Termite, I don't have an answer. I don't know. I don't know if we'll do it again. I think it was really a good experience for us and for the students. I would love to do it again. I guess what I have to do is have a sit down with the fundraisers and sort of think about like what resources I would need, because it does take time. This isn't a complaint. This is just like a reality. I like to have weekly meetings with the students to check on how they're doing, to help guide them through research that they're doing. And so that takes up time. And so, it might be a situation where we have to hire somebody or we have to get funding to cover my time as I'm talking to the students weekly. If we want to scale it up and have like 8 students, then that's like 8 meetings a week. So you see, it's complicated. I want to do it again, but we haven't made that decision yet. And totally would want to open it up to students from other universities, other regions. I'll tell you that right before COVID, we had an idea for something called the University Project. And folks, I promise you, we're going to play Geoguessr in a couple minutes. we had an idea for something called the University Project, and the idea was to pair universities. So like we would get a university from Mexico, and we would find a partner university in the US and a partner university in Colombia and a partner university in Canada. We would provide training to the students at those universities, and then we would have them work on projects together. And we had a whole proposal written out. We found partner universities who were excited about it. And I remember we had a meeting with one of our main partners the week that COVID shut down the US and Canada. So this is like mid-March 2020. I remember we had a Zoom call, and we were like, I remember saying this in the meeting. Well, you know, the project is going to launch in September. I think they're shutting down everything like tomorrow. But, you know, I mean, hopefully by September things are open again and COVID's done. So I remember we ended the meeting on like a note that, you know, we'll catch up next week. Because probably by September, this whole COVID thing is going to blow over. Of course, that's not what happened. And so that project didn't go ahead because of COVID. But I remember having that conversation and thinking like, wow, how naive I think I was back then. Anyways, that's something that we've thought about and we want to do. Link, hello, Link. Thank you so much for your question there. That's a really good one. Can you give a shout out to 3 up-and-coming open source researchers accounts that you think deserve more attention? Yeah, this is a good one. Huh. Wow. Okay, let me tell you something. I haven't been on Twitter since November of last year. I used to live on Twitter. Elon Musk showed up. He did his thing, and I mourn the loss of Twitter every single day. As a protest, I have not gone on Twitter. So I don't know. You know, before I would have had an answer for Twitter. Here's what I'll do, Cufflink. I'll give you an answer, not involving Twitter, but rather involving our wonderful Discord community. Hey, let's go to a live Discord server view, and I'll tell you some people that I think are doing really cool work in the Discord server. So this is a Discord server right here. If you want to join, it is discord.gg/Bellingcat. Definitely Chris, I think, is doing really cool work. Chris Osiek, shout out to Chris, doing lots and lots of work on Israel, Palestine. I see, Discord's doing this thing where it doesn't tell me the people's names. No, this is, I think, ProBoard, I think is their name. They're also doing some really cool work with Chris. Gabor Friesen is also in the Discord server. They do really cool work. Let me see here. Oh, there's another person that I just remembered. It's who is it? I just scrolled across this one. So Natasha is another community member. She said, "Hey everybody, I just started a small blog to share Libyan analysis, and I wanted to post my first blog post here. Hey, sounds like a cool initiative. Pro Board, thank you, Subtle Life, is the one I was thinking about. But I'm thinking about this person." The one who has the anime avatar. And again, I don't know why Discord does this, but it refuses to show me their name. But if anybody can tell me this person's name, avatar person, anime avatar person, they have a running, Johnny Gizmo, I think is correct. Yeah, hi, thanks, Sarah. Yeah. So Johnny Gizmo has been doing these Medium posts. And every once in a while, they'll post an update, and they're always really good. So definitely follow Johnny Gizmo. I'm going to give you a link to an article that they wrote on Nigeria recently. Somebody had mentioned, so this is Gabor, who I mentioned as well. These people are on Twitter. You can find them as well. But hey, maybe it's better if you find them in the Discord server, the Bellingcat Discord server. This is not an upcoming person. I know this person's name, but I don't know their nickname. They're really, I'm sorry, this is such a disaster. I'm sorry. Normally, I would be able to tell you what the nicknames of these persons are. Yeah. But I can't see them. As you can see, Discord's not cooperating. Gralix. Yes, Gralix has a newsletter. Sophia Santos. Okay, I didn't want to dox them, but it's Sophia Santos. I think she's on LinkedIn as well. They do really cool work too. So there we go. Let's do that. Johnny Gizmo, Chris Oziek, Gabor Friesen, Sophia Santos, and Natasha, I think, are doing really cool work. And then somebody mentioned Avery. Yeah, Jane Nava said Avery. So there's another researcher called Avery. They're also in our Discord server. They do lots of work on the U.S.-Mexico border. And they're also, I would say, I would say, I don't know, but up and coming. I mean, because they might have come already, you know what I mean? Up and coming means like sort of unknown, nobody really knows who they are, and they're going to be big. I think a lot of these people are already at that stage. So yeah, make sure you follow our Discord server for the hottest new talent in open source research. That sounds not great. You know what I mean? Yes, Frasier, who I call Frasier, as in NBC's hit sitcom Frasier, but I think it's Frasier. They did this really cool project. So this, I don't think this is, what do you call it, strictly open source, but hey, it's fine, we're talking about it. They did this project on the Lake Alice Psychiatric Hospital in New Zealand. And Sarah and a bunch of people from the Discord server helped them out towards the end. It's really impressive. It has to do with the psychiatric hospital in New Zealand. It has a long history of abusing patients, essentially. And they have this like giant project that they've been working on for years, detailing every single aspect of this psychiatric hospital again in New Zealand and its unfortunate dark history. So I don't know if it's like essentially, yeah, I don't think it counts as open source, but you know, whatever, that distinction, we have to enforce it, I suppose, because we're Bellingcat. But this is a really cool project, even if it uses like testimony from people. Like, it's really important work, actually, I think. So there you go. That was more than 4 people, but I hope I did them justice. And here's the word justice. Okay. How about, oh, the name thing is because of streamer mode. Thank you, Pina Tubo. Okay, thank you very much. But you know what, Pina? I remember that happens to me too when I'm in a stage talk, even if I'm not in it. Like, I remember we had a stage talk last week and I also couldn't see the people's names. But you're probably right. Okay, there we go. Let's play Geoguessr. Coop 5, thank you for following the channel. And also Matt Stanley S, thank you for following as well. Let me go to Geoguessr. So actually, let me just check my phone for a second here. Get a message. It's a work-related message. Okay. We're going to play Geoguessr Friends for about half an hour. Let's go to geoguessr.com. If you've never played Geoguessr, oh, I should talk about this. I talked to Rainbolt. Sorry, I talked to Rainbolt's people. I got excited. I haven't spoken to him directly. I talked to his people. Please don't, please don't add him in our server. So Rainbolt's in our server. Rainbolt's the Geoguessr guy. He's really good. But I feel like he's like, he's a superstar. So when he joined our server, we all got really nervous. Subtle Knife, who's our moderator, was like, I think Rainbolt's here. And we were all nervous. We're like, you know, it's like when you have unexpected guests at your house, we were like tidying up and vacuuming the floor and like, you know, putting all the dishes away. So I emailed Rainbolt's people the other day and I was like, hey, it'd be really cool if Rainbolt gave a stage talk in our server. And his people replied to me and they said, yes, he's a fan of the community and he would love to do it, but he's really busy. And so maybe later, they said. So that's some hot gossip that you can only get here on the Bellingcat live stream on Twitch and YouTube. Rainbolt's people have contacted me after I emailed them asking him to come on our Stage Talk series. And so hopefully at some point in the future, you'll see him giving a stage talk. And by the way, oh, that's another announcement. Sorry, before we go to Geoguessr. Okay, so remember the chaotic brain thing, the Belling brain thing I was telling you about? I'm all over the place right now. So before we get to Geoguessr, we will get to Geoguessr. So Geoguessr, Rainbolt, that connection, because Rainbolt is really good at Geoguessr. Stage Talk. I was going to ask him to do a stage talk. The new connection is the SoundCloud here, which I've just seen. So you can listen to all of our stage talks on SoundCloud, but also because of Charlie, our social media producer, shout out to Charlie, you can now get it anywhere you get a podcast. So I listen to podcasts on Spotify. Spotify is not a sponsor of the stream, but I listen to Spotify every day for podcasts that I listen to. You can now listen to the Bellingcat Stage Talk podcast on Spotify. You can listen to it on Apple Music. You can listen to it on Google Podcasts. Anywhere you get your podcasts, you can now have access to these really, really interesting, fascinating talks with some of the best and brightest in the field. Some recent talks, mental well-being in the workplace with Noreen. We had investigating mainstream outlets selling Satanist, neo-Nazi material. What a title, with Tristan. We had Jason Stanley talking about fascism recently. Eric Toller talking about teaching OSINT. We have about 25 episodes of this now podcast that you can get on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, what's it called? Apple Music, Google Podcasts, wherever you get a podcast. Thank you, Charlie. You can get them on there. So that's the tangent. That's how we got to this tangent here. Again, Geoguessr, Rainbolt, Stage Talks, podcasts. All right. So what we're going to do now until for about half an hour, let's say, that's probably about 2 games and a little bit, is let's play Geoguessr. So we'll see who wins. Normally we have like a list of previous winners, and I'm sorry, Charlie. Do I have it? No, I don't have it. I just looked at my console. There's like a little video that Charlie made that shows like who the current winner is. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the console. It's not loaded. I moved it from its original location. I'm very sorry, Charlie. But basically, we do this whenever we do a stream. We end with a Geoguessr game or 2, and then we have a champion who is like the points leader. So I'm sorry, I haven't streamed in a month. I don't remember who the last champion was, but we'll figure it out somehow. So let's go to multiplayer here. So what I'll do is I'll set up a room. No, it's party. I'll set up a room and then you can join and then you can play. So let's do that. If you want to play Geoguessr with me and the chat, go ahead and type that URL into your browser, and then we'll play. So let me set up the settings here. So let's do a minute rounds. The rules are, is that working for everybody? I think we're like on a 20 or 30 second delay, I feel like. Or is that link not working for anybody? Did anybody click on that link and it worked or not worked? What? That's weird. You don't see this? What? That's really strange. I'm going to take a screenshot so I can show you later, Charlie. This is weird. Okay, so my chat's not working. So I'm sending messages and you're not seeing them. Strange. Okay, so here it is. It is, how do I do it? It's here. URX2. Geoguessr.com/URX2. Yeah, URX2. There we go. Sorry about that, folks. That was weird. I don't know why you can't see my messages. Can you see this message? So weird. My chat's not working. Okay, so the rules are this, friends. Just don't cheat. If you've got an aimbot or equivalent installed on your browser so you can automatically win every GeoGuessr game, just go ahead and turn it off, all right? Just don't have it on for the next 30 minutes. You can turn it on afterwards if you want, but for now, please do the honorable thing. Do not cheat. And the way that we play is that you can click around the picture, you can move around, you can zoom in and out. You cannot Google, all right? So don't Google anything. It's whatever information's in your head, all right? Channel Rainbolt as you're doing this. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, don't cheat. Just use whatever information is in the image to geolocate it as close as you can. So we're gonna play, countries, world, and then the point is to get as close as you can to the spot. Now, I don't remember, do we click live or do we click world? Or just start game? I forgot how to do this. It's start game, right? I think it's start game. Somebody has a mushroom hat. Oh, yeah. This is Charlie, yeah. Loving a mushroom hat. World is to select the map. Yeah, okay. So it is. Yeah, I think we'll just play world and then we'll do start game. Okay. So again, 1 minute rounds. You can click around. You can zoom around. You can spin around if you want. Just don't Google stuff. And let's see who wins. So we got Sarah a lot here. Hi, Sarah, from our Discord community. Good to see you as always. Subtle Knife is here. Geoguessr, him or herself is here as well. Hi, Geoguessr, Glib, JK, Jurasek, Stab, Fuka, Eridus. Oh my gosh, all the goats are here. Tom L is here. Hello. Thomas B is here. Hi. Also, Phil, Amy, AS, everybody. Lord Char's here. Fantastic. All right, let's go. We're missing Michael Colborn. He's usually pretty good. Okay. Yeah, yeah. We had exactly the same thought, Eridus. Eridus is we're missing Michael for those Balkan geolocations. Yeah, that's the one that we're missing, Michael Colborn. All right, so we'll get going. Let's see if we can do a round or two here. Good luck, everybody. All right, so we've got, oh boy. Oh, I got it. I got a good guess. Yeah, I'm not really good with languages, but there's lots of other hints there. I saw domain. I saw a flag, so I'm pretty sure I know the country. You want to get the country. You want to get the city. You want to get it dead on, obviously, but that's hard. So then maybe you get the city, maybe you get the country, maybe you get the continent, maybe you get the hemisphere. As close as you can to the spot. I'm not gonna know beyond the country, I think. I have no idea. We'll go around here somewhere. There we go. So this was Hungary. We've got a really good one here. Who's this? This was... Wait, that's Sarah? Oh my goodness. Wow. Look at this. Whoa. Every time I zoom in, because if you go like this, right, it hides like the people who are really close. So then I was like, wow, this person, Amy, is like really close. But then you zoom in more and you realize, wait a minute, there's somebody hiding under the flag icon. It's Tom L. My goodness. But then if you zoom in even more, it's Sarah Lott with a perfect 5,000 points. Congratulations, Sarah. That's really good. Got it dead on there. Wow. Jurassic says, hey, this is easy for me. Yeah, okay. I guess you've been there or you're from that town. Congratulations, everybody, and especially Sarah for a perfect score there. Tom L. in second place. And then Amy, sorry, is it Amy? I always say Amy. It's Arnie, right? I got my glasses on. Hang on one second. Arnie, congratulations on coming in third place. JK in fourth. and Jurassic in 5th. I came in 7th. That's not too bad. So well done. So that was Hungary, obviously. Let's go to round number 2. We have a tropical looking place. See a language there that is vaguely recognizable to me. Again, I'm not really good with languages here. I think I got to guess. Basically, looking at the sign, sometimes the store will say the name of the town or something, or the city. I might have seen it already, but okay. Ooh, I thought I saw it. Ah. Okay. So the reason I went Sri Lanka because for some reason in my head, there's not a lot of Indian images, but obviously there's enough that was one of them. So we got here. No, Sarah, how is it that you got, no, Sarah Lott has gotten 2 dead on. Shop had a Bangalore address. Yeah, but Sarah, reveal yourself in the chat, please. What is going on here? Sarah, turn off your aimbot immediately, please. This is not this is not cool. Now, so hang on a second. So for the Discord folks, Sarah Lott is Sarah L from Discord, right? Mods, I'm asking for help here. Sarah Lott is Sarah. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, it is, right? Okay. So that's why I know she's not cheating, because I know Sarah from the Discord server. I know them to be a honorable person. So, but Sarah, you can put yourself in our position here. It does seem like you may be cheating. I'm not saying you are, but it does seem like you can understand why we would think that you're cheating. Erida says, Sarah messaged me on Discord. It literally said Hansandraga Bengaluru. Hey, I believe that. I just don't know how you then got it directly on the spot. Remember, Sarah, the rule is no Googling, all right? Because I would have seen, I didn't see Hongasandra Bengaluru, but if I had seen that, I wouldn't have known to click precisely right there. So again, Sarah, I'm not saying you're cheating, but I ask you, can you understand why we think you're cheating? Somebody's asking there, Lord Char, can we open a Sarah L thread on Discord? No, because threads, so you can't do threads anymore in the Discord server. So anyways, we got Sarah with another perfect score. Again, I'm not accusing you of cheating, Sarah, but there we go. Subtle Knife in 2nd place with 4,969 points. JK in 3rd, Tom in 4th place, and then Erid is in 5th. I came in 10th because I guessed Sri Lanka. The reason I guessed Sri Lanka again is because I didn't think that there was a lot of Indian images, but obviously there are some there. So congrats, I guess, to Sarah, and also to everybody else who got it right here, Bengaluru. I wouldn't have known to guess that area. Okay, let's go to round number 3. Sarah, you got to throw this round, all right? If I was you, I would just like guess like the opposite side of the world just to get the heat off of you. That's what I would do. Even if you live on the street and you're like, I know precisely where this is, I would just guess like way off just to get the heat off. Just some advice. Some friendly advice. We see here. Ooh, okay. Huh. All right. So I'll tell you, I had a gut feeling when I saw this. But now I read this. And my gut feeling is shattered. Because I recognize these words. Now they're blurred, but I recognize them when they weren't blurred. Okay, I'm going to guess. Okay. Okay, so all right, I'm just checking. Okay, so Sarah didn't get it. So Sarah, okay, so Sarah followed my advice and threw the round a little bit. Although you still got the country really good. So congratulations again, Sarah. First guess there. Tom L second, Arnie, and then MC005 in third place. Sorry, I just panicked. I have a meeting at 6 p.m. So we got to wrap this up before then. I thought it was 5:58. It's 5:48. And Subtle Life in fifth, JK sixth, Eridus in seventh, Step. Hello, Step. Good to see you in eighth place. Myself in ninth, and Glib in 10th. So Sarah still won the round. Yes, she still has a near perfect score. Yes, but hey, look at this. Tom is in second place, and that is well within striking distance. So Sarah, if I was you, I would also throw round number 4. All right. I would also throw round number 4, just again, because the heat is still a little bit too high right now. I'm looking at the chat here, Sarah. I see a lot of doubt in the people. There's a clamor in the chat. So maybe throwing round number 4 would also help to decrease the heat a little bit. I'll tell you, I thought, for some reason, when I saw that first image, I thought New Zealand. I don't know why, but I just thought New Zealand. And I would have guessed New Zealand. But then I saw the street name, and it said Cacique, and then it had somebody's name. Cacique, I know from Venezuelan Spanish, Cacique is, if I remember by schooling correctly, is an indigenous leader. And so I thought Latin America. And for some reason, I went Peru. I don't know why, but it was Chile. Eridus. Eridus says, she didn't get 5,000 points. Now we know she can bleed. Yes, she can be defeated. Yes, Sarah L. can be defeated. Oh, Mur is here. Hi, Mur from the Discord server. Mur says, I can't hear anything. All the buttons are pressed. The stream audio is good. I will relog with our VPN or catch a replay. Sounds good, Mur. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. So going into round number 4, again, we've got Sarah in first place, Tom L, well within striking distance. And then we've got JK, Eridus, and Arnie rounding off the top 5. Round number 4. Coming up. All right. We've got a river and some cars and some people. All right. I got to guess. Said I'm not good with languages, but this one is automatically recognizable to me. Because I think the lowercase i's and then the C with the thing here. I don't know what these letters are called. Those tell me, and also the flag. Those are very recognizable to me. I had a lot of Turkish friends growing up. I guess I gave it away there. It's Turkey. Sarah is doing her best to throw the rounds, but still too close, Sarah. You gotta throw them harder, all right? Throwing around means guessing, like Turkey guessed like Japan, you know what I mean? That's throwing around. You're still getting it pretty close. But for the first time this game, we have a non-Sarah L winner of the round, and it is MC005. Good job, MC. Then we had Arnie in second place, Sarah in third, Jurassic in fourth place, Glib in fifth. Really well done there. Here for the fun. I love that name. 7th place at this round. I came in 11th. What was the place called? Yeah, Kadirli. I think there was like a bunch of signs that had the name of it. I just guessed around here because I had no idea. All right, so let's go to round number 5. Before we do that, though, we've got Sarah in first place still, but Tom L is within striking distance. Sarah would have to get 0 points, and JK would have to get a perfect game to beat her. But Tom could win. And I think that's it. So it's really down to Tom and Sarah. But hey, JK and Arnie in fourth place are really close, and so is Eridus. Stupid Economics, thank you so much for following the channel. We've got Glib and Step and myself down here. Phil in 10th place. I am going to try to do better than 9th. All right, so that's the way to play if you're not in the top 3. I'm going to try to do better than 9th place. So let's see. Good luck, everybody. Every person below 14,200 has a mathematical chance to win. Okay. Above, yes. But yeah, I was going to say, wow, I'm bad at math, but I didn't know it was that bad. Yes, anyone above 14,200 has a chance. So good luck to everybody. Let's go. Round number 5. All right, so this is where Rainbolt's beta game would do really well, because I always forget this. I know there's a country that has these. I know this sidewalk thing with like the black and white is like a meta sign that like, oh, that's this place. I don't remember which country that is. Oh, I saw a name of it there. Calculating the mathematical chance that somebody would win below or above a certain point is also what Bones might do in Star Trek. So again, Eridas, living up to that image. You're just feeding it, constantly feeding it, which is a good thing. Again, I'm saying it only as a compliment. All right. So we got lucky there because one of the signs had the name of a place. Oh my God, I didn't click. All right. Well, I was going to click Malaysia. Okay, so believe me. So what I forgot to click. One of the signs said Malaysia. So that's how you would have known. And also the black and white thing is from Malaysia. I didn't click, so I got 0 points. But let's see here. We got JK with 4,000 points. We got Eridas, 4,975. So really close. Good job, JK. Really, really, really close. Then we have Eridas in second, Sarah in third place. And then we had Fuka, hi Fuka, in fourth with a really good guess as well. How did that affect the final standings? Let's see. If I click finish game here, we'll see who won. Glib says they panicked. Yes, Glib, that happens to me all the time too. Andre235 says, I got it completely wrong. I looked at a sign and I read Derby. Yes, so you guessed Derby I gotta be careful with how I say where that place is, because I don't know the I think it's up here somewhere. It wasn't up here. It was down here near Malaysia. So let's see who won. We have Sarah Lott in first place with a very, very good score of 23,921 points. Well done, Sarah. JK in second place with 20,000 points. Well done, JK. Then Eridas in third, also with 20,000 points. Well done. Derby's in England. I'm thinking of London, Derry. Yes. Thank you, Subtle Knife. I got sweaty thinking about how I was going to say that, and so I didn't say it. But congratulations, everybody. We got Arnie in fourth. We got Tom L in fifth place. MC005 in sixth. Lord Char seventh. Fuka in eighth place. Glib representing Bellingcat as well in ninth. Jurassic in 10th. I came in 12th place. Subtle Knife is here in 16th. Charlie in 20th place. It's all good, friends. If you had fun, if you learned something, that is the whole point. GG's in the chat. Well done, everybody. I have a meeting in 3 minutes, so I got to go. I want to say, hang on, let's go back to Bellingcat.com here. Again, congratulations, everybody. I hope you had fun. Thank you so much for tuning into the stream. There will not be a stream next week. Unfortunately, I cannot do one. We'll see about doing more streams in August. In the meantime, you can catch me and the rest of the Bellingcat crew, a growing number of the Bellingcat crew, in the Discord server, which is at discord.gg/Bellingcat. Follow us on SoundCloud. Follow us on Patreon. We have a podcast that we put out there every month. Basically, find a Bellingcat social media network and just hit follow. Just hit follow on everything. That will help us out a lot. So I hope you learned. I hope you had fun. I had a blast. I hope to see you when I come back to stream again. So Have a wonderful next couple weeks. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a good one, and I'll see you later.
Suffering, struggling, fumbling, stumbling, running and gunning to come up for comma. So motherfucking real. Why the fuck should a nigga keep trying for nothing? Constantly crashing on my interaction. To boot up his business, the feeling is passion, surviving love interest and fatal attractions. I can't seem to figure it out, so I get back on the road. The path that I'm on, this time is the path that I backtrack to home. Been trapped for too long, my baggage and all, but don't get me wrong, there still ain't no baggage for zones. Please do not ask me at all, bring that on your own. Paper or plastic or hole, see if I won't lack on the cold. What are your own? What they asking was on. Papers bun rap for the bone, the pin or the cone. Rocket ship UFO, DMFW, the shit that I'm on. What I've been till I fall. The vision was forced. I picked up some boys, then the vision was more. The picture was pure. How your vision was more. And this ain't from before, ain't the same anymore. Swear to God I done tried to keep it 100 and everyone change on your boy. Swear to God I done tried to keep it $1 with bitches who ain't worth a coin. I don't trust a devil, a bitch ain't a boy.